Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Unity. It's good to see all of you today. This morning, let's start off with our first song, which all of you should know. There is sunshine in my soul today. There is sunshine in my soul today. It is glorious and bright, ever growing with the warming shade. For Jesus is my life. Oh, the sunshine, blessed sunshine, the peaceful, happy moments roll. For I behold the Christ in every face, and the sunshine in my soul. With sunshine in my soul today, I know the Lord is near. The notes of peace sing in my heart, the joys of grace appear. Oh, the sunshine, blessed sunshine, as the peaceful, happy moments roll. For I behold the Christ in every face, and there's sunshine in my soul. There is this in my soul today, and hope and love and praise for blessings which He gives me now are brightening all my days. Oh, the sunshine, blessed sunshine, as the peaceful, happy moments roll. For I behold the Christ in every face, and there's sunshine in my soul. Thank you. When all of you are good to be here and visit with each other, we all enjoy this relationship that we have.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here today. The sunshine is out and it is a beautiful day. It's not only sunshine in our hearts, but it's sunshine all around us. So good to see all the happy faces here today. Just want you to feel comfortable here, and we're from every walk of life, every nationality. We're all here because what are we? We're unity. We're one body, one people. We have come to recognize that every single one of us came forth from Source, and we're all brothers and sisters. Not only what the Christian movement would say is in Christ, but in actuality, we are. We all came from that very same force, that place of love from the divine that created us all. So welcome every single one of you. We'll let you know that, of course, we have our bookstore open, that Pat is in the bookstore right now. No, she just came out. But good to see you, Pat. But you will be here right after the service. So if anybody wants to get anything from the bookstore, and of course, one of the things that's a blessing, here I am ducking under here to get it, is our daily word. Comes out of Missouri at the school, and it has something for us for every day. And no matter when you pick it up and start reading it, it's always a blessing, I believe. I picked up an older one, I admit, this morning, and it seemed to ring true for me. So I'd like to share it with you because it's about divine order. With everything going on in the world today, how could this be divine order? But divine order is in it all, and we will move through every obstacle, and it will make us stronger as we go along. So if you will, let us just take that time to go into our hearts or into that quiet space. Just relax and let go. Let go of all the hustle bustle of this day. Find yourself just being here and now. There's no place to go. nothing to do. Just turn loose of the outer world and rest in the presence that is right here, right now, always has been, always will be. The divine presence is everywhere. We just have to recognize it. And may we trust the process of divine order. In nature, divine order is all around us. We can notice the changing seasons, the phases of the moon, even the movement of the sun across the sky. Every part of nature's world follows an orderly pattern. Our life may not be as predictable as we'd like it to be, but it too is unfolding in an orderly way. Let us remember this when we feel impatient and we think things aren't going the way we want them to or not moving fast enough. At that time, we can just pause, just take a deep breath and affirm divine order. Divine order is active in my life right here and right now. We can focus our attention on what is before us and release our concerns about what's out in the future. We don't have to give in to feelings of frustration or temptations to rush the process. We can feel our connection with God. And in feeling that connection with God, we can just relax and we can trust in divine order. In Ecclesiastes 3:1, for everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. Our divine creator, we come to you right now giving thanks for knowing that you're right with us and you know the beginning and the end. You know the start and the finish, if there is ever a finish, but that life is eternal. You created it that way. So may we be patient as we grow in spirit and truth and understanding, in wisdom and love and power. God, lead us to that place in our heart where we find you and know that you are our shelter, you are our comforter, you are our source, you are our power. All that we are comes from you. May we come to that place where we could glorify you in us, that light and that sunshine, that peace, that joy will radiate throughout each and every human vessel on this planet at some time, at some point. May we be open and receptive to each and every person on this planet of seeing the Christ in them, to let each one have that, we already have it, to have that freedom to be who we are. That place that people are powerful enough to stand in and say, this is who I am, until they see the truth of who we all are. Lead us to that place, that our eyes will be open, our ears will be open, that we'll be willing not to try to change anyone or anything, but just stand in the light of your love and your peace, dear God. I surrender to you this day, asking that you use me. Give me wisdom, give me guidance. For of myself, I can do nothing. I can do nothing. But it's only through the Christ within us that we live and breathe and have our being. May we wake up to these truths, Lord, and the beauty of the unfoldment that's taking place in this time here on planet Earth. And for this, I give thanks as you bless each and every one across this nation, across this world, and beyond. Thank you, God. Amen. 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 I like to stay on a happy note. I like to sing that sunshine in our soul. I like to recognize that there's light in every one of us. But as you look out into the world, we kind of get shaky sometimes. I have things coming through my mind that I don't want to even think about. But mass consciousness is all around us. And what I believe is happening right now is we're looking at the truth of things, or we're looking, I want to call it the truth, but we're looking at things, but the truth that we have, each and every one of us, is filtered through the upbringing of how we've been taught. And so it's difficult for most of us to see another person's side to a story. So we're stretching ourselves and our heart and our mind, coming to that place to be still and just know. Just be still and know. Something big is happening on this planet right now, that we are having to look in the deep, dark places of our own heart. Oh no, I'm not dark. I don't have that in me. If we listen to every thought we think and stand back and view it, we haven't reached that place of perfection yet. He's still working on me. God's still working on me. And the more we look out into the world and see things, the more it reflects back to us to say, do I have that in me? When we see people trying to control each other, no, I'd never do that. I found myself controlling my dog yesterday, and I found in that little time that I was doing that, do I try to control others? Do I want to control others? Do I want to have power over others? You have to go deep, 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 deep inside to find out, where am I standing? What am I made of? I'm made up of everything everybody else is made up of. The good, the bad, the ugly. But is that what I want to show to the world? I have to show the world who I am. What's happening right now is we can't hold back. If the light's in us, the light comes out. We begin to see it in each other. Hopefully that's what's happening. If darkness is in us, we can't hide that any longer. You can't hide it. Listen to what people say. Listen to what you say. And you'll begin to see where we're standing at. And it's so chaotic around us. So I was asking, Lord, where are we at? What's going on? I know at the end of this process, it's going to be about purification of individual lives. Individual sparks of God is who we all are. We all are. But we're standing in a place we literally have the choice to choose who we want to be, the choice to choose the things that we've done and said. Does that really be, if it's negative, is that really who we want to be? That's not about fighting it. It's not really about fighting it. What did Jesus say? The battle's already won. It's observing what's already taking place. I don't want to go. It's like timelines. I mean, it's like Jesus was standing back and he saw all things. He knows all things. That's how he could minister to us from where he was to come down to our level, to bring us truth, and then to tell us that there are things that I would love to tell you, but I can't tell you right now. We don't have the mentality, the intellect, the heart to understand all that could be given to us right now. But we're moving very swiftly into those places where your hearts are beginning to, okay, you come from the heart. That place where you're not judging anybody else or not judging yourself, but just watching the actions, and then knowing you have the power to overcome or choose to stay right where we are. Whatever you choose, you are in control of it right now. But what kept coming up this week is that old thing I've heard for ages: Babylon is falling, is falling, is falling, is falling. What the heck is Babylon? Oh, that was time way back when. You know, Babylon stands for materialism. It stands for this web of consciousness that we're in right now. And we are hooked in that spider web, so to speak, of how things are in the material world. Same thing was in Egypt. It's that lower vibration of materialism. It's not that the form is bad, anything like that, but the love of it, you know, like the love of money, they said, if you love money, but it's not having money that's wrong. It's the love of something, the putting the form above the spiritual essence. We've been seeking everything out in the world for eons, ever since the falling consciousness. We've been seeking that rather than seeking what's in us. The temple where God lives is in you. That was Jesus's message. The temple. You are the temple of the living God. We don't take time enough to be still and go in there and find it. So what came up this few days with me was going back to King Nebuchadnezzar. I know I talked about that a few weeks ago, where he was a person that had dreams. I like dreams, because to me, God speaks to us in symbology, and we speak to God in symbology too. I'm finding I don't like to pray in public. Isn't that horrible? Being a minister and you don't like to pray in public. I thought, why is that? Because I'm learning when I'm praying out in public, I'm speaking a lot to you or someone else. It's words. It's just words. And it's when you begin to get to that place where you are coming from your heart, what happens? You send out a vibration of a symbol of what you're seeing come to pass. Seeing that person healed, whole, and healthy. Seeing that person that's been in the bed for a long time giving thanks. Just giving thanks. That's the greatest prayer I think we can do, is give through gratitude and thanks, that we're seeing that person up dancing. We're seeing that person up laughing. When you begin to project that image out there, it begins to take form, because everything starts in mind. But I go back to King Nebuchadnezzar. He kept having dreams, and he couldn't find anybody to interpret them for him. He believed that God was speaking to him, or something higher was speaking to him when he had a dream. The one that came up a few weeks ago is he had a dream of this huge, huge image before him. And it was a head of gold, and I believe the chest was of silver, and then the breast, the legs and stuff were iron, and down at the bottom there were clay feet. And nobody could interpret it for him. He wanted to know what in the world was this all about. Seeing this huge thing that was so frightening to him. And so he goes out and he gets his astrologers, his psychics, his people from all walks of life that were intuitives and card readers, I'm sure. They threw down rocks and knew this, that, and the other. But yet not a one of them could give him the answer to that. But there was one that was in captivity to him when he took over of the Jewish community. And his name was Belteshazzar. That's what he named him. But he was Daniel, if you remember Daniel. And Daniel said, I don't give credit to anything about myself, but I can ask God for the answer. Because what I get, I go into prayer, I go into meditation, and I ask that God give me the truth. So we talked a little bit about that a few weeks ago. But since this fall, I guess maybe this is why this came up for me. The lesson title is The Fall of a King. The Fall of a King. So Nebuchadnezzar had another dream. Or maybe this dream came before the great image. But he had a dream that there was a huge tree. The tree was so tall, it covered the nations. And it was enormous. And he's seeing the branches and the birds and the animals around it. They found comfort around this big tree. But he heard a voice, a watchman that was watching everything that was going on. And that voice was like an angelic voice that cried out and said, hew that tree down. Take it down. Let it fall. But keep the root there. And it will be watered from the mist of heaven. And let it stay there till 7 times pass over. So he felt fear in him when he had this dream. Something was happening. Something was being cut down. Something was being destroyed, it seemed like. So he did the same thing. In both dreams, he calling people forth and asking them, searching through his kingdom, trying to find the one to tell him the answer to this. And again, for this one, I think was the first one, but he was calling in Daniel. And Daniel gave all credit to God. And he said, I will pray about this, and then I'll come again and I'll tell you. So he did. I think it's in the 4th chapter of Daniel. You can read this. But when he did, he told him, he said, you, king, are that great tree. You are the one that's powerful. You are the one that has captured so many nations and brought them in. You have everyone under you. You are the king of the world. Not those words, but that's what he was saying. And I can feel Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, I've done it all. I got it all. I'm the best. But what's this tree being cut down about? He said, you're going to fall from your kingdom. And when you fall, you're going to become like a beast of the field. You're going to grow long hair. You're going to be down on your knees and hands. You're going to be like a beast of the field. You're going to have long hair. And you're going to be so animalistic, you'll even eat like an ox, the grass. And you will totally forget your power. You will totally forget who you are. And then in that process, after 7 years, you'll come to yourself and you'll remember. 7 is a complete place for you. When you come to that place of that 7 energy, you will rise back up. And so he told him, he said, depart from your evil ways. Do good to others. Don't be this cruel ruler. Let go of all these things and come from a place, I do believe he was saying, come from that place of love. Come from that place where you care about people. Don't just search for things and objects and want to possess everything in the world. Just let that go. There's something greater for you. Now, that's not in the Bible, but that's what's coming out of my mouth. That's the plea that Spirit comes up to us all the time saying, there's a different way. There's a better way. Leave it all behind. But we're so entrapped in this material world that we really think when we leave things behind that we're desolate. But no, that greater spiritual walk, that greater living from the heart, living from spirit will draw things to you and through you that it exceeds everything on this planet. This is but a shadow of things to come. The beauty that is yours, the gifts that are yours, the ability that are yours at this time that we're about to shift into, your mind cannot imagine. We cannot imagine all the good that's here waiting for us right here in this space we're at right now. The energy that you're capsulated in that we can't see, we can't feel right yet. But as we lift up into higher ways of feeling and knowing through spirit, have eyes of spirit and ears that we can hear, all information can come to us of the glory of the God that dwells within us. So he thought, okay, time passed though. Dreams get banished sometimes. And here he is, walking around. He thought about what Daniel told him, probably months, years ago, maybe. Nothing's ever happened. What is going to happen to me? Oh, I'm great. I'm magnificent. I have it all. And who in the world would ever think my kingdom would fall? Are we not kind of like that today? All over the world? You know, this world has so much. The rulers of the world have so much. Just peons working for them. Just slaves, you can tell them what to do, where to go, how to do it. There's the elite, and then there's the average person. And those that are in that rulership think that even God can't touch them. Nothing can touch us. I don't want to go here. But Spirit is saying, just take a look at things. We're going to have the Band-Aids jerked off of us pretty soon. And that's from both There should not be sides, but from both sides. We're going to see things that we don't want to see. And then we can't take the blinders are going to come off eventually. The blinders are going to come off from the outside and the inside too. We're going to see things in us we don't want to see. But here, just like Daniel said, you have the ability to make a choice. You have ability to serve the Lord. You have ability not to bow down to idol worshipers. You have ability not to bow down to form. You have freedom. Freedom, maybe not of the world, but freedom of spirit. When we live in spirit, that's when we're truly free. We have a song, unity song that goes like that. When we live in spirit, we are truly free. Yes, when we live in spirit, we are truly free. That freedom comes from the Christ consciousness that's living in you and me. That is your protection. That is your ability to go to that foundation, that rock that is solid, that place that holds you within, that place that puts the light around you, that even though 1,000 are coming against you, they can't harm you because God is your protector. Can we have that faith of knowing that? On this level, sometimes it's just hard to see. We saw, it's like the energy around says, I'm too big to bring down. I'm too big to bring down. Look at the technical industry that blacked out for 6 hours. Nobody can do that, can cut them off. We're going to see places that people think they're so strong and so arrogant that nothing can ever touch them. Nothing or no one can touch them. And we may be even thinking those thoughts about ourselves. But know that pride comes before a fall, it says in Psalms. So here was Nebuchadnezzar with this great pride of, I know how powerful I am, and nothing will touch me or harm me. And in that very same time, he lost his mind. He lost his mind. He could no longer remember who he was. He was taken off his throne. He was put in a field, and there he became like an animal. He began to be wild, and it said his hair grew and became nappy. His nails grew like claws. Don't get too close to him. He might attack you. But they left him out there. They left him out there in the dew and the rain and the mud. Here, a person that had it all is acting like an animal. Has that not happened to a lot of us? We may not look like an animal. We may keep our nails manicured and everything, but everything is about us. Everything is about us. We act animalistic. We're not acting from the heart. The heart is pure. The heart is good. The heart is the heart of the creative life force. We have the seed of divinity in us when we come from the heart. All this is happening right now because the heart and the head are to merge together, where we don't lose our mind. We have sound mind, and we have the ability to work and to know, but yet it filters through the heart. And when it filters through the heart, it's filtering through love and wisdom, power from the divine, and the balance begins to come. The balance in seeing things without judgment, but allowing it to be. Yes, there are people out there that want power, or in here or in us, things that want to control, but let it be. Let it be. As Mother Mary would say, there would be an answer. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Because in divine order, all things will come into play. Everyone will not come into their highest and best in this generation. But we've been living in a time and space where we've had blinders on. 100 years, 200 years, 300 years seem a long time to us. 500 years, 1,000 years. How many thousands of years have we been, this planet been here? More than we could ever number, probably. Probably farther back than man actually knows at this time. And we're moving through segments of time of 25,000, 30,000. These are the days. These are days. The day of the Lord that is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is as of a day with us, with a day with God. Our span of time is so different, but we're now coming to a place of change, of transformation. And we're here, folks. We are truly here. 3 years ago or more, I'd been every Sunday just about, I'd start to end or sometime in there, I'd say, do not fear. Do not fear. And I thought, what am I talking about, Lord? What does that keep coming from? What in me do I fear? Because life is good. You know, life was good. We were paying off this church. Everything was fabulous. Wow, why do I keep saying this? But it was for this time. God knows. It was for this time. I hope those seeds were planted in my heart and your heart to know when these times come, do not fear. Don't fear. Because we are moving past this time of our animalistic nature, our self-centeredness, and we will begin to rise back up. And we will look up and we will recognize from whence we came. We came from a kingdom. We came from this place where we dwelled with our Father, our creative life source, and we'll begin to remember who we are. Now, I don't think everyone will at the same time, but we're going to move, and everyone has choices. We will all make a choice. And may we judge not each other because of the choices. Because we do not need to be fighting against someone else or hating someone. How can I hate someone that is my brother or my sister just because they don't like the same things I do? Or we're not to be little cookie cutters. What would flower garden be if everything was the same thing? If you like roses, what if it was just all roses and no daffodils? No other colors. We are to be individualized sparks of creation. We are cells in the body of God. That's who we are. We may not act like it, but that's our choice. How are we different from the animals, from other things in this world? You have free will. You have free will. So how can I go against you if your will is different than my will? If I'm doing that, my desire is from earthly gifts of control and power. Where are we sitting right now? Where are we standing right now? I pray that it's not in fear. God wishes for us to be in peace and joy, prosperity, all these things. Seasons come and seasons go. Right now it's time of fall, a time that we can go in and truly get to know God, truly get to know ourselves. And then those true colors begin to show. Right now, it's time of true colors. Look out in a few days or a few weeks and you'll see beautiful colors everywhere. That's the true color of the trees, the true color of the leaves, the inside of this beautiful plant. And right now, our true colors are coming out. What are we seeing in each other? What are we seeing in us? And then after those true colors begin to show, it's up to us. You know, some trees that go through the winter, especially maybe an oak that wants to hold on to even those brown leaves. Why do they turn loose of the leaves? They turn loose of it because a storm is coming. They turn loose of everything that they have ever created that came forth from them because the winter is coming, a time to go deep within, a time to let go of all the past. Because if they hold on to all their leaves, when the winter storms come blowing, when the cold winds blow and the snow begins to fall and the ice begins to fill their limbs, it will be too heavy. All the branches would break if they didn't turn loose of their leaves. You're going to go through things right now that's going to be heavy. And if you try to hold on to something so hard out of fear, that will be the place that you will experience a lot of pain, honey. We will experience a lot of pain. But if we can just stay with our heart and do what our heart is saying to do, hold on to your moral standards, hold on to your belief, hold on to your truth, hold on to your peace. Keep it in your heart. And as you do, the Christmas season will come. During this time, there is an angel of the Lord that's overshadowing you, that is impregnating you with a divine presence that will begin to expand and grow. You don't have to say anything to anyone. That will be growing within you did not come from man. The truth, the seed of divinity, will begin to lead you and guide you and teach you all truth. And Mary kept it in her heart. The Mary in you, the love in you. You don't have to tell people things to try to change them. When the Christ seed is growing in you, you are changing from the inside out. Be you a male or a female or anything in between, whatever. When you're holding that seed, it's going to come to birth. It's going to come unless you choose to abort it. To abort it with your negative thoughts and feelings, your unbelief, that will abort that Christ. But this is the season. I wasn't going to say this. I had no idea I was going to say what I'm saying here. But as I'm speaking, I believe it in my heart. The seed of the Christ is already in you. And through these times of that hardship, this journey that you're making to Bethlehem, to that place where you give birth, it's going to be difficult. And you'll find no room in the outer world to give birth to this knowledge and wisdom that you're carrying in you. You'll be turned away. Friends won't listen to you, so you don't need to tell them. You're not welcome. But where is this child going to be born? Where's this Christ going to be born? Where's this knowledge going to be born? Where's this love going to be born? Where's this wisdom going to be born that's here given to the world? That's coming. Where's it going to be born? It's going to be born in the manger of your own beingness. It's going to be born right where your stinking thinking has always been. It's going to be born in that animalistic nature that we've had for all these eons of time, in our stubbornness, in our piggishness, and all these animalistic nature that we have been and still are. Be still and know that I am God in you. Hold that, know that, allow it to grow and expand in you. And it will be birthed in you. And the light of the divine will shine in you, around you, and through you. And you will find that you will be in Egypt's land. Yeah, you will be. You'll still be in the world. But you won't be destroyed. You won't be destroyed. Just like Mary, her child was not murdered. That's symbology too. You're going to see so much coming to light that's going to touch you so deep within. So much darkness still in around the deaths of children, the molestation of children, the trafficking of children, the sacrifice of children. It's been here all the time. It's been here, folks. You're going to see it. You're going to have to recognize it. This is what is falling, is falling, is falling, is falling, is falling. Nothing. The energy that is in the world is coming to a head to be seen. You could not imagine. But it has to be seen that your light will shine forth so brightly, your peace, that all this will come to surface. All this will come to surface. And it will be brought down. Maybe the reason I was reading what I was reading about divine order, the part that I want to hurry up and rush things, because I would love to see the day that the kingdom of love and peace is restored back to Eden, back to planet Earth, of knowing God will supply all of our needs. Not a government, but God. We the people have been given this planet. We the people have been given this planet. And it's for the Christ in you to rule and reign your own life, your life, your life. Till we all come into that place. As Jesus said, the kingdom to come, the will to be done on earth as it is in the higher dimensions. We're just now cracking the book on what the higher dimensions are. You are going to be surprised at all the dimensions there are. In my Father's house are many mansions, many mansions. And I go to prepare that place for you. That place is a place of consciousness. And this is what's awakening in you and through you. When you give birth to this divinity that's in you, it's the very mind of God that will come forth. Yes, that will come forth. And nothing can stop it. Nothing can stop it. Only individuals stopping it within their own self. These seasons will turn and show this is a very pivotal time right now. So I'm sensing, yes, the seasons turn and grow, and they're always in the sequence. And I believe that we're in this sequence of letting go of all that no longer serves us for the winter to come, for the birth to come, for the spring to open up, and for us to grow in wisdom, love, and light. Loving each and every one of you. May the blessings of the Lord be upon you. May his peace reign forevermore. I believe that there are angels around us, that there are beings and masters with us, and there is a prayer that I've known of for probably 50 to 60 years. I thought I had it here, but it doesn't matter. Some of our people have been praying this every week. I'll go to the latest one. When we really wake up and know that I am the creator of the universe, everything comes from me. I'm talking about the creator. Everything comes from me. Everything shall return to me. Mind, spirit, and body are my temples for the self to realize in it my supreme being and becoming. God's in you. Everything comes from God. Everything will go back to God. In individual form, your mind, your spirit, and your body are temples for you to experience on those three levels about your supreme being and becoming. Becoming what? Truly becoming one with the creative life force. That's who you are. One with God, and all is well. Thank you so much. Yeah. If this has blessed you in any way, and you are the ones, God through you, that has been keeping these doors open, these lights on, and all the bills that come in being paid, you are a part of this ministry. You are part of the love that built this place. We've said that unity was built through love, and that's true. Because we don't tell you you're bound for hell if you don't come and pay your taxes and to your tithes. Yeah, it was taxes way back when, to the church. So you do it through love. So if you'd like to, if you're blessed by the message and like to keep supporting the ministry, the ushers are here. And divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am grateful.